Hello, welcome back. I am the one, the only, the Chocobo Keeper. Sorry I've been away for so long. Long and short of it, depression is a bitch. Amount that with stress and everything else does wonders to your routine, breaks everything up. Um, long story short, and for those that are old enough, too late. Um, I had some real life stuff going through. I was having a lot of pain, and I needed surgery to figure out why I was having that pain. So most of that's been clarified. Still have a few more follow-ups, but other than that, I'm in a little better place. I have a really good support system, so that I don't have to worry too much about. So I figured, why not get back into the swing of things with a good laugh, with none other than Fateweaver Smash or Pass. Now, if you remember, a long time ago, about a month or so ago, I had played um, the test, of the soul, Secret of the Soul number 2. And at the end, oh, you can't see my cursor, but the little dragon on the left, a little bit less detailed and kind of a little less decayed looking, to be honest. He had shown up and he was talking with the Watcher, and basically this dragon is living in this mirror, which is apparently the Watcher's creation, and he's like, "Where's the Fateweaver?" And the dragon's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you." So I figured this could be insightful. Why not? I don't know what to expect out of this. Um, so I don't know if there is gonna be a secret word, but just for the shits and the giggles, I will write down who I deem smashable or passable, and if there is a word for whatever reason, I will go back and flop it around like I always do. So, buckle in, everybody. Let us begin with a new game. Oh, this is pretty. Through the cosmos, abyss, and the great beyond, there exist entities of great power, both admired and feared by gods and mortals alike. These illustrious entities are known as the Fateweavers. Some call them God, some know them as the devil himself, and some view them as the universe, as if it had a mind and soul of its very own. The phrase, "everything happens for a reason," is often spoken from the tongues of hopeful mortals, men and women seeking solace in otherwise unexplainable and grisly times. These Fateweavers are responsible for these mercurial reasoning, twisting, shaping, bending, and breaking. They weave the fate of totality, one thread at a time. You, my friend, are a Fateweaver. Though you may go by many names, and though many perhaps sing your praises, others cower in fear while even more spit upon your effigy. Regardless of their reputation and abhorrence for your kind, your duty and responsibility remains the same. You are drawn to energy of all kinds, Weaver, sometimes pure and other times darkened. When another being is trudging through traumatic events in their lives, when mortals feel forsaken, left to rot by their idols, they pray in desperation, just hoping that someone, anyone, might answer their pleas for help. You, Fateweaver, are the one who answers. You, Fateweaver, are the one who knocks on the doors of these desperate souls. You, Fateweaver, are the one who twists fate to exact divine vengeance and retribution onto those you deem unworthy of existence. Will you be just? Will you be fair? Will you weave a fate of compassion and understanding? Or will you weave a fate of vile, wretched indignation, spurning and scorning all who invoke your wrath? There is no right nor wrong way to weave the threads of fate. You hold all of the power in the palm of your hand. You are the gaping maw of the abyss. It is up to you to venture forth and visit those who beckon, and it is up to you to decide which way their fate will inevitably unravel. Now go, Fateweaver. Another pitiful creature beckons you, longing for something to fill the void. I wonder if this is a literal definition of smash or pass. Like, okay, pass along, you can live, or smash as in, here is the hammer!
Thadeus want smash, but no smashies anywheres. How Thadeus smash if nothing to smash?
Within the torchlit depths of the darkened caves, there resides a lonely creature of poor internal design.
Thadeus better smash soon, or Thadeus get very angry.
The creature thrashes violently about, swinging his colossal spiked club into the cavern walls, causing debris to fall from the ceiling with a thunderous crash.
Oh jeez. Maybe Thadeus be more careful next time. Rock hurt when bonk bonk head.
The violent thrashing has caused a cave-in, trapping the angry creature within the cavern and sealing the exit tight. I apparently cannot read today.
Oh no, what Thadeus do now? Thadeus trapped.
Suddenly, a deafening roar echoes in the distance, causing the torchlight to dim momentarily. Darken! Well, what do we have here? An ogre having a temper tantrum? Who would have thought?
Hey, how'd you get in here? This cave of Thadeus man cannon. Get ready to be smashed.
Calm yourself, ogre. Attacking me would not be wise.
But Thadeus wants smashies. Thadeus smash. Or Thadeus die.
I'm not certain how that works.
Well, Thadeus feel like Thadeus die.
That's probably more accurate. Do you know why I'm here, ogre? Do you have any idea who I am?
Let Thadeus think.
Thinking. 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 More think! Would you like me to tell you?
Yes, please.
I figured as much. Well, Thadeus man cannon, I am.
Whoa. You Thadeus man cannon too? What a coinky dink.
No. Please don't interrupt me again, ogre. I am a Fateweaver. I have come because you have called. Your soul longs for something more than what you already have, Thadeus. And I'm here to determine whether or not you're worthy of obtaining what it is you seek.
Wait. You bring the smashies?
I most certainly can, Thadeus. I can bring all the smashies. If that is the fate I decide to leave.
Thaddeus listening.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions, ogre. I knew it! All you have to do is answer them for me with the utmost honesty. You can do that, right?
Potato. That means yes, an ogre.
I don't think it does, Thaddeus.
Potato it does.
Sure. That's fine, ogre. As I was saying, I want to get to know you, Thaddeus. Granted, less and less as this conversation continues, but I'm still willing nonetheless. And once you've answered enough of my questions, I will determine whether you will be granted the life in which you seek, or if you'll be granted unending misery until your dying days.
Thaddeus wants smashies!
I'm well aware of what it is you seek, ogre, but thank you for the clarification. Let's continue, shall we?
Thaddeus put on thinking cap. Thaddeus ready.
Then we will begin. What does smash mean to you? To smash or not to smash, that is the question. What does smash mean to you? When you say you want smashies, what is it you're referring to exactly?
Smashies is the best. Smashies mean... Smashies is... How Thaddeus explain? Smashies is when boy ogre loves girl ogre very, very much.
Oh! Oh, that kind of smashy. Okay, I thought he meant like literal like bash bash. Oh boy.
And then boy ogre say to girl ogre, hey, smashy time. And then boy ogre take club and back girl on the head, and then girl ogre smash boy ogre on the head. And then when smashes is all done, lots of little ogres pop out like kersplosh. Big puddle of little ogres. I am trying so hard to stay in character, but it is very, very difficult. But sometimes smash is just what ogre do to humans for fun time. Pop their heads like grape. Haha, yes, squish.
What would you say that you value most in life, or what do you aspire for the most? Well, we already know he wants to smash, so what do you value most? What would you say matters to you above all else, Ogre? What do you value most?
That good question. Well, Thaddeus does like smash. What Thaddeus think? Thaddeus think love nice too.
Aww.
Thaddeus want family one day. Thaddeus make good Daddy Ogre.
Oh my god, this is so heartwarming. Aww. Have you ever considered anyone to be a hero, or do you think anyone ever considered you to be a hero? Oh. Let's see if anyone considered Thaddeus a hero. Do you think that anyone has ever viewed you as a hero, Thaddeus?
Thaddeus is hero. Thaddeus do good thing once. Just one time, Thaddeus see fishy fish Thaddeus see fishy fish drowning in pond, so Thaddeus jump in pond and save fishy fish. Fishy fish no drown no more, thanks to Thaddeus. And then fishy fish say, "Thank you, ogre, you the best." And then because fishy fish so grateful, fishy fish let Thaddeus nom nom and crunch crunch. True story.
Have you ever felt like you were destined for greatness, or felt like there was something special about you? Let's go special. Have you ever felt like there was something special about you, Thaddeus?
Thaddeus always been a little bit special. Even Mummy Thaddeus say so.
Your mother's name is also Thaddeus?
Mummy Thaddeus, yes. Thaddeus named after Mom's. Greatest smasher in the clan. Thaddeus have strong name.
How many times, say what you're honest. Would you consider yourself to be inherently honest, Ogre?
Oh yes. Thaddeus always honest. Thaddeus no tell lies. One time, Thaddeus tell lie to Mommy Thaddeus. Mommy Thaddeus asked Baby Thaddeus, "Hey dum-dum, who ate my human soup?" Baby Thaddeus know he eat Mommy Thaddeus soup, but Baby Thaddeus be too scared to tell truth. So Baby Thaddeus say, "You must eat soup and forget." Mommy Thaddeus then give Baby Thaddeus the bunk bunk. Thaddeus never lie no more.
Been betrayed, or have you ever betrayed? Oh, it's like we're asking the questions this time. I like this turnaround of events. Let's say betrayed. Have you ever betrayed... Oh, geez. Have you ever betrayed someone that was close to you? Perhaps someone that trusted you deeply?
No way. Thaddeus no betray no ones. Thaddeus seen nothings. Thaddeus know nothing. All Thaddeus know is that snitches get stitches. You damn skippy they do.
Do you like your name? If you could choose a different name, what would it be? If you could choose a different name for yourself, what would it be?
Well, Thaddeus sure like Thaddeus' name. But if Thaddeus have choice, maybe Thaddeus choose to be named after big ogre prophet Mavadosi. All the ogres love Mavadosi.
Just like about your own kind, just like about your lifestyle. Oh, this one's a difficult one. What's your lifestyle?
Thaddeus dislike. How lonely Thaddeus be. Thaddeus wish Thaddeus have friend. Thaddeus wish do the smashies together. No one to smashy smash with. Make Thaddeus the big sads.
Any children? Well, he said he wants to have a family, so we already know the answer to that. So what were your parents like? What were your parents like, Thaddeus? Your mother? Your father?
Mommy Thaddeus big, strong. Thaddeus no Daddy Ogre. Thaddeus only know Mark. Mommy Thaddeus love Mark, but baby Thaddeus no like Mark at all. Mark big loser. Mark like who man. Mark even tried to help the humans. That why Mark big loser. Mark also eat ice cream weird. Mark do weird side lick thing. Who does that?
Do you ask anyone for help? Has anyone asked you? Does anyone ever request your aid, Ogre? Has anyone ever sought you out for help of any kind?
Oh yes. Thaddeus be big help. One time human need help with other human. Thaddeus hired to do the smashies, which as Weaver may or may not know, Thaddeus loves to do the smashies.
The Weaver does in fact know.
Just checking. Human have problem. Bigger human be big bully to smaller human, so Thaddeus be even bigger bully to bully human. Then Thaddeus eat all humans. Thaddeus no like humans.
Biggest fear or regret? Oh, let's do fear. What would you say is your biggest fear? Is there anything you dread?
Thaddeus afraid of dying alone. Thaddeus hope to find Mommy Ogre to do the smashies. One day, make Baby Ogre. Thaddeus no one to die alone.
Strength or... Oh, weakness. Let's go with weakness.
Thaddeus' weakness is Thaddeus' big heart. Big heart mean big heart break. This make Thaddeus the big sad sads.
Ever killed someone or killed an animal? Well, you already know he's killed humans, so let's go with animal. Have you killed another creature, such as a critter or animal, if you will?
Oh yes. Thaddeus love to smash the critters. Thaddeus num num and crunch crunch on all the animals. Little animals no match for Thaddeus. But Thaddeus also like the animals. Aminals. Unlike humans, Thaddeus hate the humans. Thaddeus give Aminal the quick deaths. They suffer less that way, but not the humans. Humans deserve to suffer more. Thaddeus bonk bonk the human, then Thaddeus take human and stretch human over tip of club and break like condom.
Oh, okay then. Well, that's mildly disturbing, Ogre. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'll be spending the rest of the session attempting to lock that image in the furthest recesses of my mind, hopefully forever. Agreed.
You're welcome, Weaver.
Consider yourself to be a hard worker or lazy? When given a task to complete, would you say you work diligently until it's finished?
Oh yes. Thaddeus very hard worker. Thaddeus no stop till Thaddeus done. Sometimes though, Thaddeus get very bored, so Thaddeus only do Thaddeus want. That way, Thaddeus always work hard.
Okay. Passionate or romantic? Let's go passionate. Would you say you exhibit great passion when it comes to your interest?
Thaddeus very passionate about the smashies, if that what Weaver mean. Thaddeus stop at nothing till get Thaddeus get the smashies.
What do you attribute to your life turning out this way? What would you say has contributed... Parody.
That good question. Thaddeus think that the biggest reason why Thaddeus' life the way it is. Probably cause one day Mommy Ogre and Daddy Ogre did the smash mash, and Daddy Ogre no stretch human over club like condom. So then Daddy Ogre spill ogre juice in Mommy Ogre tum tum, and one day Thaddeus pop out.
Ha. Ha. Okay. Wasn't expecting that.
That probably biggest reason Thaddeus have this life. Thaddeus think, at least.
I've never heard someone say so much, yet so little at the same time. Thank you for that unnecessarily detailed description of ogre conception, Thadeus.
Is that how Fateweaver made too? Mommy Weaver and Daddy Weaver do the smash mash, yes?
That's not where this conversation is heading, Ogre.
Did Daddy Weaver do the big bonk bonk first to get Mommy Weaver into mood?
Oh my god! I'm loving this. Weavers are not spawned the same as the rest of life's creatures, Thaddeus. We are far from the same.
Was Mommy Weaver the big hot hot?
There is no mommy weaver, Thaddeus. As I said, weavers are not spawned, the same as other species of other side and beyond.
Oh. Well then. What's Daddy Weaver to Big Hot? We're moving on now, Ogre.
Be brave or emotionally weak. I'll go brave. Do you have a lot of courage inside your heart?
Thaddeus have lots of courage. Thaddeus the big bird brave.
Why? Why? As I am talking as Thaddeus, why am I getting the biggest Chalky vibes right now? And for those of you who don't know, Chalky is played one of my very good friends, Dino, in the RP server, which I will be getting back to also. Just one step at a time. But oh my god, sometimes, like, I have to consciously remind myself to say smashies instead of crunchies. It's just not the voice inflection or anything, but just like, or the pitch, but just the way that Thaddeus talks reminds me of Chalky, and I mean that in the most loving way possible. Like, and the innocence. Oh my god, it's just adorable. I love it. Oh.
But sometimes Thaddeus also the big scared. Thaddeus not afraid of nothing, except one thing. But only one thing. Thaddeus afraid that Thaddeus fall into big loves, then Mommy Ogre no like Thaddeus anymore and leave Thaddeus all alone.
Oh.
Thaddeus have big heart, but Thaddeus no want big heart to get to smashies.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh. I really want this ogre to live. What's your favorite thing to smash?
Oh man! No question. No think needed. Who may get to smashies each and every time?
Hardest part or... Oh, the hardest part. What would you say the hardest part of smashing would be?
That depends on what you mean by smashing. If Mommy Ogre need to smashies, then the hardest part be Thaddeus' big club. If you know what...
Oh my god, I can't believe I fell for that. The Fateweaver is not amused whatsoever.
If we talk to smash the humies though, then the hardest part probably be picking them out of Thaddeus' teeths.
If you could be doing anything else smashing, dream job. What profession would you choose to perform if you could do anything you wanted while never having to worry about coin again?
Thaddeus would be professional human smasher. Thaddeus would be so good at it too. Thaddeus would destroy all the humans at the land, and they would build a big statue for Thaddeus. Oh boy, that'd be the life.
Smash someone out of vengeance, and what is your greatest accomplishment? Oh, vengeance. Have you been wronged by someone and decided to smash them in order to seek revenge?
Yes. This one time, this little bugger was digging through Thaddeus' cave. Thaddeus think it might have been a rat or something. While Thaddeus was sleeping through all the dig noise, then suddenly, Thaddeus felt big pain in Sacky Sack. Thaddeus screamed loud. Little rat critter bite Thaddeus Sacky Sack with little sharp teeth, so Thaddeus decided to give Rat the big bunk and then the num-noms. Rat bugger never bothers Thaddeus Sacky Sack or Big Club ever again.
If you could do anything one thing, what do you think awaits you in death? Do one thing over.
Smash homies, duh.
I kind of figured as much. What? I thought it was one thing over, not... okay.
All the homies Thaddeus has smashed.
Oh, I got it.
Thaddeus would smash them all again. Ha ha ha.
Done to make this world a better place? Or make this world a worse place? I'll go better.
That's an easy one. Thaddeus make world better place by smashing homies.
Worst thing. What would you say is the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
Well, this one time, at Ogre Band Camp.
Oh my god, they did it! They fucking did it! Oh my god, I love this game. I love Random Studios so much. I love you guys so much.
Thadeus stick fluked a bum by accident.
How does something like that happen by accident, Thaddeus?
Thadeus know how to play flute. Thadeus tried to play flute with wrong hole. Thadeus got the big ouchies.
I really don't know what to do with this information, but thank you for sharing, Ogre. Do you fear death? Oh, do you fear anyone? Is there anyone that you fear?
Thadeus fear no one, except maybe one. Thaddeus for Mommy Thadeus. Mommy Thadeus the big mean. But that's all. Thaddeus for no one else, though.
Do you believe in the possibility of world peace? Oh, war. What are your thoughts on war?
Thaddeus think war is good. Thaddeus like.
Would you care to elaborate your stance on that a bit further for me?
Nope.
Alright. Fair enough. Vices. Ooh, are you ashamed of anything? Any form of addiction that you... any addiction that you perhaps overindulge in?
Well, Thaddeus was a smash, and a human smashies, but Thaddeus no think der such thing as too much of those things.
Be good or evil? Ooh. Would you consider yourself to be evil?
Only thing that evil is human. Thaddeus no human, so Thaddeus no evil. That's how that works.
Why should I help you?
Good question. Weaver should help Thaddeus because Thaddeus asked for help nicely. Thaddeus go, please! And that means Weaver should help Thaddeus because otherwise Weaver is the big mean.
Any funny quirks?
Thaddeus attracted to weird thing, but it big secret. You no tell, okay?
Your secret is safe with me.
Thaddeus' big quirky quirk is that Thaddeus like big ears. The bigger ears, the better to Thaddeus. Thaddeus especially like big fluffy elephant. Thaddeus stroke big club when thinking about elephant ear.
Ah! Oh, I didn't think they meant that type of quirk. I thought they meant like, yeah, this is a funny thing I do when this happens. I wasn't thinking about that. Ah! My brain! Oh, but you know tell, right, Weaver? Not only will I not tell, I'm going to work diligently to erase that thought from my memory as soon as the session is over with. Most confident about insecurity. What would you say your biggest insecurity is?
Thaddeus' biggest insecurity is that Thaddeus is not good enough for Mommy Ogre. Thaddeus so scared of that. Thaddeus big scared that Thaddeus get the big no. Thaddeus no like rejection. Thaddeus no like abandon.
Dude, you and the entire world. Ever been with the villain in someone else's story? When's the last time you did something you know you shouldn't have? He's probably a villain in all the human stories, so let's do something you shouldn't have.
5 minutes ago.
What?
Thaddeus had accident.
Oh?
Oh! Yes, except accident. More like purpose.
Would you consider yourself to be short-term? What frustrates you the most?
Well, Thadeus very sad that Thaddeus no have mate. Thaddeus feel angry. Thaddeus feel the big hurt. Thaddeus feel frustrated, cause Thaddeus so lonely.
What do you think about... What would... We know what both of these do, so let's do happiness.
Thaddeus would be so happy if Thaddeus had mate. Thaddeus would not be the big sads anymore. If Thaddeus had mate, Thaddeus could do all the smashies all the time. Thaddeus could have Mommy Ogre to make Baby Ogre and build Ogre family. That would make Thaddeus the big happies.
Ooh, what do you like most about the humans?
Thaddeus love how human heads go pop when Thaddeus squeezed them between fingers. Sometimes head goes squish. Sometimes human eyes pop out of sockets. That's Thaddeus' favorite.
Do you enjoy traveling?
Thaddeus love to travel. That why Thaddeus have big strong calf muscles. Thadeus wander all around. Thadeus walk walk. Thadeus search for smashies.
Brings you comfort and relaxation. Stress and anxiety. Comfort, relaxation.
Thadeus liked to smoke the big bush. Sometimes when Thadeus came back to cave from long day of smashies, Thadeus roll big smoke. Then Thadeus got the big toasted. Then Thadeus take the big naps.
Fair. Do you treat yourself and your body with respect? What is something that you fear might change you?
Ooh, both good questions.
I'm gonna go changing.
Sometimes, when Thadeus walking into deep, dark forest of doom, Thadeus worried that wizard jump out from behind tree. Thadeus scared that wizard cast spell on Thadeus and chased Thadeus into chicken or slug. Or worse. Woman! Thadeus fear wizard changed Thadeus like that, yes.
Have you ever done something you shouldn't and got away with it? Have you ever resented someone and what for?
Thadeus resent humans for stealing all the fresh ogre air. Greedy humans. Also, Thadeus resent men who make shoes. Thadeus wished that shoe would fit Thadeus' feet, but shoe too small. Thadeus no like man that invent shoe.
Fair. Favorite meal or drink? Meal is probably human flesh and drink is human blood, so let's go with drink. What's your favorite drink? Ha! Called it!
Human blood, yum yum. Thadeus no get enough human blood. Thadeus like human blood best when drink straight from vein. Fresh is best.
Okay there, you little vampire, you. One thing that's amazing or one thing that's terrible? Let's do terrible.
Thadeus do something real bad once. But Thadeus never do it again, promise.
What is it that you did?
Well. Thadeus, well.
Go on, spit it out.
Thadeus killed Dad.
Oh, shit! Oh! Sorry, what was that?
Thadeus killed Daddy Thadeus with real big club. Thadeus give Daddy Thadeus the big bunk on the head, then smash brain out of noggin and bust skull like grape. But Thadeus never killed Dad again, promise.
And why, pray tell, would Thadeus do such a thing?
Thadeus want last sandwich. Daddy Thadeus also want last sandwich. There only one sandwich, but two rumbly bellies.
And you couldn't have cut the sandwich in half so you each get some? Apparently not.
Where was Weaver when Thadeus need this advice? Thadeus think mistakes were made. Thadeus the big sorries.
Hardest loss or change? We're going to do hardest loss.
Thadeus lose right nipple. Thadeus know where nipple go. Thadeus wake up morning nipple gone. So Thadeus draw a new one.
Do you like the ogre? What inspires you to do? Do you like the ogre you become?
Thadeus is good ogre. Thadeus maybe even best ogre. Thadeus big proud.
How? Oh, this one. You know what? Let's do this one. If you were to disappear from existence, who do you think might miss you?
Well, Thadeus' shadow would miss Thadeus. Shadow never leave Thadeus' side. Not even for a second. Not even for 2 seconds. Thadeus' shadow be so lonely without Thadeus.
What is the current state? Would you consider... Oh yeah, emotionally driven.
Thadeus no have emotions. Mommy Thadeus say emotions are for wusses. And Thadeus ain't no wussy. But sometimes Thadeus to get to big sad, but only sometimes.
Considered to be influential or easily influenced? Yeah, let's do influential to others.
Thadeus influence fear among human, but one day Thadeus influenced ogres to follow their dreams of human smashing. Of course.
Could bring anyone back from the dead if you could take the life of someone. Bring anyone back from the dead.
No. Thadeus rather keep them dead. Thadeus go through too much effort doing the smashies for them just to pop back up. What's dead should stay dead. Sometimes dead is better.
Oh, Thadeus!
Thaddeus, my man!
Opportunity to reinvent yourself.
Thaddeus can't reinvent Thaddeus. Only Mommy Ogre and Daddy Ogre doing the big smash smash can invent Thaddeus, silly Weaver. You telling Thaddeus to go smash myself? 'Cause Weaver can go smash Weaver's self.
Very first friend, who was the last? Who was the last friend?
Thaddeus make friend with little ugly goblin that lives in closet. Annoying little bugger. Thaddeus think the little goblin's name was Gobby, but Thaddeus tried to smash Gobby right in Gobby's McGobblenuts. That's actually a game. That is a game. I don't know if I have it, but that is a game by Random Studios. Thaddeus ran out of peanut butter, so McGobblenuts butter sounded good. If Gobby was real friend, Gobby would share with Thaddeus.
Before making my decision, I have one final question for you, Thaddeus.
Oh shit.
If you could give me any kind of advice, what would it be? Or if tomorrow was your last day alive, how would you spend it? Oh, okay, well, if we ask him for advice, he's gonna go tell us to smash something. But if we also ask about his last day, he's also going to be like, I'm going to spend it smashing. So either way, smashing is going to be. I'm going to see if he can give the Weaver any advice.
That's an easy one, Weaver. Never trust women. And always wear brown underpants in case Weaver have accident in public.
Well, thank you for bestowing upon me such great and valuable wisdom, Thaddeus. But I like the fact that there was no smashing involved in that. But also, don't trust the humans. I am on the side of Thaddeus with this one because, let's be honest, humans are pieces of shit. Alright? There's a reason why I like my animals more than 95% of people. Alright? I got 5% of people that I like. Alright? If you made it in the 5%, you all know who you are. You lucky son of bitches. All the other 90%, yeah, no, all animals come first. I don't care if it's a wild raccoon trying to come at me through my door. I'm still gonna like it better than humans. Like, humans are terrible. We are. We're mean to each other. We're mean to animals. Like, I mean, and honestly, we're also mean to ourselves. Like, person to person. Like, person A is mean to person A. It's ridiculous. Like, it's bad. So, I totally side with Thaddeus on this one.
Anytime, Weaver.
I'd like to thank you for sharing all that you have with me, Thaddeus. I have asked everything of you that I wish to know at this time. I will take time to myself to ponder your answers, and a decision will inevitably be made. For now, try to relax a little. Our paths may never cross again, but my verdict will be revealed in time, Ogre.
Thaddeus had lots of fun, Weaver. Bye-byes.
Goodbye, Thaddeus. I really hope I got to let him live.
Would have been cool if Weaver used magic to get Thaddeus out of cave before disappearing like that. But would have been cool if Weaver used magic to get Thaddeus out of cave before disappearing like Ninja, but fuck Thaddeus, I guess. Oh my god, I love the modern language. I love it. It's great.
With all that has been asked, with all that has been answered, it is now time for the twisting of fate. Which fabric do you choose for your design, Fateweaver? Oh, twist a fortunate fate for Thadeus. Smash. Twist a grim fate for Thadeus. Pass. We're gonna do fortunate fate. All in all, he's a good ogre. Like, he's done one really bad thing, and that was killing his own dad. After deep thought and much contemplation, the Fateweaver decided to take mercy upon Thadeus McMancannon and weave a fate that would change the ogre's future forever. After meeting with the Fateweaver, it wasn't long before Thaddeus' life began to unfold. Change would occur both suddenly and rapidly as Thadeus continued his day-to-day routine. However, the ogre would carry out this venture with one very significant difference moving forward. When the Fateweaver took leave of the cavern, Thadeus decided to take a long nap that lasted several nights. Upon waking, Thadeus had noticed that the cavern entrance that had caved in had been completely cleared, and all of the rubble had been stacked high outside of the cave. Thadeus praised the ogre gods and quickly went on his way. The ogre traveled for many miles through the countryside before happening upon a small village inhabited by various creatures of allotted assortment. But one thing that was not found in this village were humans. Thaddeus enjoyed a small meal at the local tavern, barely filling his belly with meager rations of stale bread and moldy cheese. After leaving the tavern unsatisfied, Thaddeus came across a piece of parchment posted on the town board. The ogre ripped the parchment from the board and held it close to his eye, reading carefully. The paper read as follows. Come one, come all, to the grand tournament of ogres. Test yourself in gladiatorial combat and earn your place among the champions of old. Will you be the next ogre king, or will you be fodder for greater combatants? There's only one way to find out. Enter if you've got the nuts. Thaddeus scrunched up the paper and threw it to the ground, quickly and loudly proclaiming,
Thaddeus got the nuts!
I would have really hoped it would have said D's nuts instead. As the streets grew silent and shocked at the ogre's outburst, Thaddeus peered around awkwardly before picking up the crumpled piece of paper, unraveling it, and reading it once again.
Whoops. Thaddeus forget address.
Once the ogre knew the location of the tournament, Thaddeus set out immediately. It took many days to travel by foot through the scorching canyons of Drom Cathor, the blistering cold of winter's bite, the calming meadows of Vendiria, and the haunted woods of Hexenfold. But onward Thaddeus trudged, diligently making his way to the great ogre Colosseum. Once Thaddeus had arrived, he was quickly met by the handler and without delay ushered into the holding cells to await combat. Thaddeus faced many opponents in the great arena, smashing his way to victory, crushing skulls and breaking bones one combatant at a time. Before long, Thaddeus found himself in the finals, facing off against an opponent of great renown, the Big Bonk Bonk. Thaddeus and the Big Bonk Bonk clashed violently in a battle that lasted several hours before ultimately one ogre stood victorious. On the hot, blood-splattered sand of the great arena rested an eviscerated, lifeless body of an ogre that has finally taken his last breath. And above that ogre stood Thaddeus, with his massive club raised high towards the heavens as he unleashed a hellacious roar of dominance. From that point onward, Thaddeus was known across the land as the greatest ogre to have ever lived, and took on a new moniker. For Thaddeus will now forever be known as the Bigger Bonk Bonk, and with his fame came great fortune. Thaddeus attracted the fancy of many mommy ogres who wanted nothing but to caress the champion's big, hard club, and Thaddeus obliged. We're rolling right over that, ladies and gentlemen, until one day Thaddeus met the mommy ogre of his dreams and married her. Thaddeus engaged in the tribal ogre mating ritual known as the Smash Smash, and together they made many baby ogres and raised a strong, happy family for the rest of their days. Thanks to the Fateweaver, Thaddeus was never lonely again. As they erected statues in honor of Thaddeus all across the land, Thaddeus made a special request. As an ode to the Fateweaver and to show his thanks, Thaddeus made sure that whenever he was illustrated in books or art was sculpted in his likeness, that the Fateweaver was always present, watching over him. That is really sweet, for Thaddeus knew that without the Fateweaver, none of this would have been possible. The fated word. Ho! We got a word, ladies and gents. Fated word that has bestowed upon you is life. Remember... I need a pencil. Remember this word, for it will be the greatest use to you moving forward. I'm just gonna write this here. Oh. What? Oh! We would like to thank Mavadosi for their continued support across our previous titles and have opted to use a name of their choosing for inspiration from the comment left. We will be doing the same for many more titles moving forward and selecting new names for more episodes from fans our games across the board. This is our way of showing our appreciation and support to those coming to show us theirs. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. Fateweaver Smash a Pass is episode 2 of 52. Oh shit! 52! 52 episodes of this! I thought this was the first one. I thought this was going to be maybe like classic Smash or Pass, like with the Pokemon or with Digimon or whatever. Wow! I'm excited. I wonder how many of these. It's probably, the Fateweaver series. So yeah, right. This is gonna be a long Fateweaver. I'm excited. The Fateweaver series is unique in the sense that it was designed to be played not once, but twice. With 2 sets of questions, 2 sets of differing dialogue, and 2 separate endings, you get to double the replay value with each and every episode. If you did enjoy your experience, we would strongly encourage you to play through once more to perhaps ask Thadeus questions that you hadn't asked on your previous playthrough, to unlock different dialogue, and maybe even choose a different ending to see what story might unfold. Once we have selected enough names from the comments to put into our future episodes, releasing the 51 remaining episodes on Steam every Monday. Oh! Oh, nice. Okay. Yep. Feel free to take the fated word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in the comments so we may add your name to the credits of Chasing Demons, as well as give you a chance to be selected in the future installments of the Fateweaver series. We will always read every comment we get. We promise you won't go unnoticed. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and we hope you got some form of enjoyment on our projects. Oh, the Reflection of Fate. This is who we saw in the last one, Reflection of Fate. Alright. Ah. So you've returned once again, Fateweaver. What troubles do you carry with you this time? Why do you seem to think I have troubles, Mirror? We all have troubles, Fateweaver. I can see yours clearly. Is that so? If that's true, then why do you ask me what burdens I bear? Shouldn't you be able to tell me? Oh, I can, Fateweaver. I just like hearing it come from your lips instead. I enjoy hearing you admit your grievances aloud. It fills me. Thrills me. Well, you will get no thrills on this day, Mirror. Well, that's rather unfortunate. And here I thought we were becoming friends. Oh, well. Sorry to disappoint. Perhaps you should come back when you're ready to gaze a little deeper. Till then, you've got souls to save, Weaver. Though I think you'll find that souls are more fun to take. Till next time, Mirror. Until next time, Fateweaver. Interesting. We're gonna speed through this. So, I've played the Test Trilogy and the Test Secrets of the Soul. I've played those. This is the first of the Fateweaver series. I've done the Testing Chamber. I have the Journey series and Advisor series. I have the Zombie Apocalypse. I have pretty much every... I need to double check the Fateweaver series on the Random Studio store page to see if I have them all. Holy shit, okay. But yeah. So, as I always do, I'm going to skip ahead to the ending where, you know, Fateweaver decides, alright, I'm gonna go now, bye, and go from there. Okay, this is really sweet. And this is, you know, one last question. And I chose the, how would you spend your last day? Thadeus would probably spend it talking to Weaver. Today has been the first time Thadeus no feel lonely. Thadeus appreciate Weaver for coming and spending time with Thadeus. That is good to know, Ogre. This has been quite the experience, to say the least. I'd like to thank you for sharing all you have with me. So we're gonna skip. And Thaddeus is like a really down-to-earth, pretty nice ogre, like. And there was also, I can't remember what the question was, but, he said, basically, I'm gonna skip it, and Fateweaver's like, you can't do that. I passed then. No, that's the same thing. And he goes, swipes left, and the Fateweaver's like, what? He goes, Thaddeus unmatched. I love it. So, I'm gonna be a jerk on this lovable ogre, and we're gonna see what happens with the grim fate. After deep thought and much contemplation, the Fateweaver decided to weave a fate of wrath upon Thadeus' mind cannon that would unravel the tapestries of woe at their very core. It wasn't long after meeting the Fateweaver before the ogre's life began to change abruptly. Thaddeus had been trapped within the secluded walls of the cavern for what felt like years. The ogre fed on bats and rats he had managed to capture, though these small creatures did a poor job of sating his hunger. Day by day, Thadeus smashed his way through sand and stone, digging and clawing to get out of this hole he'd been stuck in. In time, with bloodied, broken hands, the ogre managed to make his escape. Also, before I continue, so it's like he knows the big bonk, the guy he fought. He wanted to be in the gladiator fight to be the biggest and the strongest, to be the better bonk. I just think it's kind of funny how it's kind of like metagaming a little, like having a little bit of knowledge of what the one thing holds. It's like, oh hey, I remember that. The first light of day he had seen in gods know how long blistered his eyes and scorched his paling skin. Thaddeus wandered for weeks before reaching a familiar village where his family had once dwelled. Though when Thaddeus arrived, he was not greeted with the homecoming he would come to expect. The village had been overrun with humans, and Thaddeus' family had been taken prisoner, sentenced to be slaves to humanity, or used as target practice for crossbowmen. In all his rage, Thaddeus charged at the encroachers, but it was no use. Thaddeus was outmanned, outgunned, and quickly put in shackles. As the bloody, beaten ogre was carried away in chains, a beautiful lady ogre locked eyes with him. For this was a woman that Thaddeus was very familiar with. An ogre maiden who Thaddeus had fancied for quite some time. Knowing that she might never get the chance, she urgently blurted out a profession of love towards Thadeus. Upon hearing this, Thaddeus was filled with overwhelming emotion, as if there were 1,000 wild butterflies flapping freely inside his stomach. But before Thaddeus could return the gesture and profess his love for his potential future bride, she was quickly put down with a blow to the back of the head with a steel mace. Thaddeus pleaded and roared and wept all in one as he kneeled before the vicious onslaught, gazing upon the carnage as the humans bashed the brains out of her skull, sneering at Thaddeus in his time of desolation. All of the butterflies, which were once so vibrant and lively within the ogre's belly, had suddenly shriveled and died. Thaddeus was hauled away to the prisons, locked deep down within the depths of the human dungeons for what felt like an eternity. After several months of solitude, the ogre was granted his freedom, only to be sentenced to fight in the gladiatorial arena against his own kind, many of which Thadeus had grown up with and come to know and love. Thaddeus would fight for his life for the amusement of a drunken audience of humans day in and day out, carving his legacy into the skin of his own brethren, but even this was short-lived. Inevitably, as Thadeus sustained injury after injury, he was slain in the arena at the hands of a human gladiator, a fate to Thadeus far worse than any other death. Lonely, broken, and dead. This is the wake of a Fateweaver if their wrath has been invoked. This is the fate you've chosen to weave, and the story of Thadeus ends here. The fated word, yep, I figured, is death. I mean, it kind of makes sense, That's really sad. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. But, yeah, kind of. I liked giving him the happy. Oh, wait, this might change. Alright, so let's see if this does change. We all have troubles. Blah, 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 blah. Man, this mirror is really messed up. Oh. Interesting. But yeah, so that was it. Nothing changed there. I thought maybe, because it said, they're more fun to take. I thought maybe because he did take a soul. But thank you all so much for watching. You know what to do with the like button and the subscribe button. Talk about how you feel about how simple. Let's talk about fate a little bit. Do you believe in fate? If you do, tell me about it. Tell me about why you believe or why you don't believe. But with that, I leave this video here. I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you next time. Whee!